The fifth other word spoken from the cross, or at the foot of the cross, is taken from Luke chapter 23. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus answered him, today you will be with me in paradise. These words of the criminal, a last resort, the words of a man who had realized that he is finally facing a situation that he couldn't lie or cheat or steal his way out of. Someone who had spent a lifetime disobeying authority, defying authority, even God's authority, and now suddenly wanted to play nice with God. Were they the words of a man who moments ago had been heartless enough to join the other criminal in mocking a dying man, in mocking Jesus, but now at the last minute he wants to change his mind? The words of a desperate man who's run out of options and now is grasping at anything that he thinks might be able to save him from falling into the pit known as death and hell. Words that aren't particularly noble, considering how self-serving they are. And yes, these words are probably all of those things. Someone who hadn't been particularly interested in remembering, in caring for others, now has the nerve to ask Jesus to remember him. And at the 11th hour and the 59th minute, he suddenly decides that given the choice between an eternity of suffering in hell as punishment for his sins and eternity in the kingdom of Jesus, in the kingdom of heaven, given the choice between those things, he decides at practically the very last moment that he would rather be in Jesus' kingdom. Good luck with that, most people would be inclined to say. Yeah, right, most of us would have wanted to say. But not Jesus. Jesus answered him, I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise. Jesus is emphatic about this too. He says, I tell you the truth. No ifs, ands, buts, maybes. No other provisions or caveats about it. The criminal could be certain of his place in heaven. And he could be certain of when he would receive that place in heaven, today. There wasn't going to be any purgatory in which he would correct and kind of pay for his evil deeds. No purgatory in which he would correct his life's imbalance between sins and good works, the imbalance between unbelief and faith. There wouldn't be any waiting while the first-class passengers were boarding. There wasn't going to be a long, drawn-out background check. In Jesus' first words from the cross, he had asked that those who were responsible for his crucifixion be forgiven. He said, Father, forgive them. Here you see just how far his forgiveness extends. It extends to criminals, blasphemers, and mockers. It extends to people who are scared to death of death. It extends for people who are looking for any way at all to escape hell and to enter heaven. It extends to people who have exhausted all other possibilities and have finally come to realize and believe and trust that Jesus is the only way and the truth and the life. In other words, Jesus' forgiveness extends even to people like us. It extends right up until the 11th hour and the 59th minute and the 59th second of our lives. But let's not wait that long. Let's not wait that long to receive the peace that this criminal had finally in his final breaths. Let's always say with the criminal, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom, knowing that his answer is, you will be with me in paradise.